Good morning and welcome to the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Cara DeFalco.
And I'm Lisa Marie Falbo.
Let's get a check of your Jersey forecast. We'll bring in meteorologist Mike Favetta. And Mike, we were talking about you the other day because the weather has been so wild this week.
Yeah, it has.
Beyond.
And we were like, we need to get a psychologist on because I want to know like the psychological effects of the weather doing this.
There have been many studies on that topic, especially with, the seesaw weather, the roller coaster weather. Had some very gray days this week, had some frigid days, if you remember, earlier in the week.
I remember.
74 degrees just a day ago. So,
yesterday.
We are back and forth with this roller coaster. However, there is some milder weather on the way, and we are looking forward to the welcome to spring with springtime temperatures arriving here in April. No, this is not an April Fool's joke. We'll actually enjoy plenty of that clear sky even through this afternoon, and with highs that will be warming back to their average in the upper 50s. We'll even see a few 60s coming up later on in the forecast next week. With today's high going to 55 degrees, it was a cool start across some parts of the state. You may have heard the heat kick on earlier this morning, but throughout the afternoon, there'll be plenty of sunshine. And with a later afternoon chance of a quick passing shower, there could be a little mist and drizzle around in some parts of the state. Let's call them a sun shower because that's essentially what they are going forward throughout this afternoon. Now across New Jersey, our highs today will be well into the 50s, so no matter where you find yourself, even up in Sussex County, over in Newark, or even down in Howell and Lacey Township, a pleasant mix of sun and clouds with a passing sprinkle this afternoon. Is it enough to carry along the umbrella all day? Yeah, it could be a good bet, especially if throughout the early part of the afternoon where we could see those showers begin. But I think going into this evening, we dry things out and we look rather pleasant into the upcoming weekend. Weekend also looking pretty decent and more spring-like with Saturday and Sunday's forecast warming up nicely. We'll give you those details coming up with a complete check of your NJ On Air forecast in just a few minutes. Cara, Lisa Marie?
I do like the sound of that. And you know what? With my hair, I always know when it's going to rain because it's like I have a human barometer on my head. It just expands in this weather.
Yeah.
Mine does too. I have to use a lot of products to get it like this.
You really go for it. I just let it ride. Gave up years ago. Mike, thank you. We'll talk to you in just a little bit.
Governor Phil Murphy has tested positive for COVID-19. His staff released a statement saying, this afternoon, as part of a regularly scheduled testing regime, Governor Murphy took a rapid antigen test that came back positive for COVID-19. He took a PCR test, which also came back positive. He's currently asymptomatic and feeling well. Why won't this go away?
I know. I'm glad to hear that he's asymptomatic, though, and feeling and doing well, because I think that's indicative of how you, do with the disease and going forward and the long COVID and the whole thing. So,
But I am hearing, I have a very good friend whose mother's boyfriend is in the hospital with COVID.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
And I'm just hearing a lot of cases now popping up all of a sudden.
Yeah.
As we get back to normal.
I was going to say, we kind of threw the gates open a little bit. And then, but you know what? Listen, I think the idea was to get it to the point where it's not killing people, not nearly in the numbers that it was. So I think we hit that goal, and now we're going to take
we'll let it ride, like your hair.
Yeah, exactly. Just let it ride. Anyways, a group from here in New Jersey is heading to Poland on a mission to help Ukrainian refugees and orphans. Joining us now to talk about the trip, attorney and founder of Divorce Dynasty, Carolina Dehart. Carolina, good morning to you.
Good morning. Already on the road. I'm listening to the weather. It's raining. Hair's doing crazy things. But girls, thanks for having me back on.
Always a pleasure.
And you look beautiful, including your hair.
Yes.
So I can't believe what you are setting out to do. What are you doing in Poland, and what is your goal there?
So as a divorce lawyer, I deal with family law issues all the time, obviously, and some of the sensitive issues that we deal with are those of children, parenting, adoptions, what happens with kids. Imagine how lucky children are when they have even one parent. Now think about a situation where you have hundreds, if not thousands of children living in over 650 orphanages in the Ukraine, some of which have now been destroyed by the war, who have no one, who only have their caregivers who often aren't even that caring. So what we found over the last several weeks, obviously we're in 30 somewhat days of the war, is that many of these orphans have come into Poland and are now in our orphanages or in churches or other care centers in our country. But listen, with that comes all of these questions. Who's responsible for these kids? Where's the jurisdiction? Is it with Ukraine? Is it with Poland? We've now learned that adoptions have been suspended until the Russian war is over. So there's so many things to talk about. And one of the things that we're going to do as lawyers, as judges, as philanthropists, is we're heading over there to lend a helping hand.
Carolina, that's amazing. Now, one would think, U.S., law would be different than Poland or Ukraine. Is that, obviously it's something you feel capable of tackling. I mean, did you have to kind of like read up and crash course yourself on this? Or is this something you were already educated in?
So I speak fluent Polish. I was born in Poland. I run the Polish American Chamber of Commerce Northeast between Poland and the U.S. I have a lot of Eastern European clients. I'm very familiar with the country and the culture. I'm not a practicing attorney in Poland, but I'm not going there to practice law. What I'm going to do is to bring the resources that we have here from my vetted colleagues to initiate laptop donations, computers, so that the children that are in the orphanages who do not speak Polish have access to education from the teachers that have now been scattered all over the world who had to vacate the Ukraine. We are looking to provide relief to the caregivers. These people have only two hands and can sleep so many hours, right? So we're bringing people to help. We want to have a conversation about the adoption laws and how we could expedite some of the adoptions and certainly lift the moratorium now on the adoptions that were pending from going through. We want to simply be a voice from the Western world to provide relief in a time of crisis.
Who are you going with, and who organized this trip?
So it's an idea that I had through my chamber with my colleagues in Poland that work for the government and private agencies, my lawyer colleagues in Poland, some diplomats, and my right hand on this project is going to be Kelly Waters, who's a judge and an attorney who I've worked with for many, many years. Her heartstrings were pulling when we were watching these pictures of these children crossing the border. Another individual joining me is Mimi Feliciano, who runs a school of entrepreneurship at Montclair. She's very much in the world of trafficking. We've learned recently that many children, we understand, I think as many as 200 have been trafficked. People were standing at the border pretending to be caregivers or police or authority. Children are hungry. They're lost. They went with these people. So the documentation system needs help. But overall, we need to unify to make sure that these children, whether going back to Ukraine, staying in Poland, or going elsewhere in Europe, that they are cared for with vetted professionals and vetted agencies.
Yeah, Carolina, I just got chills as you said that about trafficking. It's not something I had even thought about in the midst of all this. What kind of support are you getting from people here in Jersey?
It is overwhelming. First of all, everybody wants to go, right? And that's not feasible for a lot of people because you need to obviously leave your family here and go. But from donating money to clothes, to their time, to their equipment, to their knowledge in their various industries, everyone wants to help. We have many organizations that are jumping on board. The organization we primarily are going to be working with in America is known as Children's Villages. Wioski Dziecięce, it's what it's called in Polish. And this is an organization that's global that works with orphans across the globe. And right now they're responding to what UNICEF called the biggest exodus of children since World War II. So we have everyone paying attention, and it's just, we have to do something. I mean, you've seen the images. It's impossible not to.
So I have two questions. Number one, you're not going into a war zone, obviously, but you're on the outskirts of one. Are you nervous?
You know, I speak to my Polish confidants and family every day, and there's nothing going on in Poland that's unsafe. There's certainly unrest, given the shy of 3 million refugees that are now in the country. So there's all sorts of things you could imagine happening in our major cities because of the populace that's coming in. But I will be going all the way to the border. But I don't think that there's anything to fear, and I'm going. I feel it. I have a calling. I need to do this.
Absolutely. So what do you still need, and how can people watching help you?
Well, we're going to continue rolling out information as our trip gets closer and as our efforts become more unified with various agencies. I would say that anyone that's looking to learn more, just to email me, Facebook message me, call me, and I'm very public. My number is everywhere, and I will plug you in where you fit in, what your means are and what you're willing to do. This is going to be a long-term effort. Going there right now and helping with boots on the ground is an immediate solution to the war and the problem. But this is going to be a decade. This is going to be rebuilding a country. This is going to be helping these children stay in an educational system, follow through with the adoptions. They're going to be traumatized. And there's so much work to be done by really anybody that wants to help.
Carolina Denhard, thank you very much. Just real fast, where can folks find you online? What's the handle?
Just Carolina Denhard on Facebook and at divorcedynasty.com.
Excellent. Carolina, thank you so much for taking some time out this morning. I know you had to actually pull over from your commute to talk to us. We do appreciate it. Have a great weekend and an amazing trip. We obviously wish your mission to be extremely successful.
Thank you.
And we'd love to talk to you when you get back.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I will be in touch, ladies. Have a great day.
You too.
You too. What a hero.
Absolutely. That's incredible. What an amazing idea. And like I said, stuff that I had not even thought about.
Exactly.
You know, and just to bring light to that. That's fantastic.
Well, speaking of superheroes,
Yeah.
This is so heartbreaking. New Jersey's own Bruce Willis is retiring from acting. His family released a statement saying he has aphasia, which can impair communication, including speaking and language comprehension. Willis grew up in Carneys Point, Salem County, and attended Penns Grove High School and studied drama at Montclair State University. What's your favorite Bruce Willis movie?
Die Hard.
Oh, I'm Armageddon.
Are you?
Oh, I'm such an Armageddon girl.
That's a beautiful movie too. You know what it was? It like to me, it was that was like his launching
Of
off
course,
because they
yes.
really did dig him out of South Jersey. So they were like, who is this guy? He just happened to get this role in this movie, took off. But what a heartbreak to not be able to do that thing that you are passionate about, your career that that built your life. It really is heartbreaking.
And he has such a stellar reputation of being such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And he has his blended family with Demi Moore and his daughters, and he has 2 younger daughters with his new wife, and they all released a joint statement.
Yeah.
So that's a testament to the kind of guy I think
person he is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, listen, we all heard and saw the slap from around the world. Chris Rock took it. But did you know he also lives here in New Jersey? He lives in Alpine, Bergen County, which is just a short drive from New York City. And he's going to be performing this weekend at the Borgata Casino Event Center in Atlantic City. Hopefully, the audience leaves him alone, please.
Slap free.
It is not appropriate to slap people while they're performing.
Okay, really fast. Staged or real?
Okay, so I do think it's real, but I would not be surprised if it came out that these are incredible award-winning actors, and the Oscars ratings have been tanking the last few years. I would not be surprised if some reality TV producer kind of took it upon themselves to orchestrate this whole thing, because it's been a week and we're still talking about it.
I know, but you really think Will Smith would have put his reputation on the line like that?
I think he would be more likely if he thought it was some sort of a stunt or thing. No, I'm extremely surprised it will.
Yeah.
I haven't been we grew up with Will Smith.
Of course.
Since, Fresh Prince days and things like that. So, yes, I am shocked that he did that at all.
I 100% think it's real, and it's so embarrassing.
It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Next, the return of Fashion with Compassion benefiting St. Joseph's Children's Hospital. We'll talk about how they're coming back after 2 years.
And you can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll keep you up to date on who's going to be on the show, as well as posting clips of this morning's show. Be sure to check us out. Click follow.
Did you know that heart disease is the #1 killer of women? I didn't, until it happened to me.
All women need to know that cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women. Know your family history and talk to your doctor about heart disease.
Awareness may make the difference between life and death.
The American Lung Association invites you to join us outside in 2021 for our Fight for Air Climb events. Now more than ever, we need you in the fight for clean air and healthy lungs. Let's go outside and climb, because every step counts. Visit us at lung.org.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. Lisa, check this out. I mean, I know the baby's not school age yet, but this is a wild story. Dozens of kids in Camden were sent to the hospital after drinking contaminated milk. At least 25 kids have been hospitalized due to the presence of sanitizers in Guida's 1% low-fat milk. Health officials are investigating how the sanitizer got into the milk, and they have pulled all the Guida milk products from the school. All of the impacted students are okay, so they all went home back to their families within the same day. But still, what a scary call to get.
That's disgusting.
And it's just bizarre how it got in there.
I don't know.
All right, let's bring in meteorologist Mike Favetta. We are going to get a check of that weather for this upcoming weekend because we got all kinds of great things going on this weekend.
We do. We've got big events happening across the state. After all, it's April. It's spring, so let's get that spring weather going. And I think we do that in a nice big way, especially tomorrow. Now, there are a few lingering showers here across the state, which will give us some spotty sun showers. It's sunny right now across some parts of New Jersey. It's also a light shower in other parts. So depending on where you are in your morning commute or even heading home this afternoon, there could be a few sprinkles around. But yeah, we'll call them sun showers because they only last a few minutes and then we're right back to the sunny weather. Tomorrow on Saturday, a beautiful day and we stay nice and dry. And then there's some early morning rain on Sunday. But by the afternoon, I think Sunday turns out to be rather pleasant as well. Next week starts off dry, but then there's another shot of rain. So those April showers certainly coming in hot, especially as we go into the next few days. And speaking of heat, there's actually some mild weather coming up for next week. With temperatures this weekend climbing into the 50s, we will actually see the month of April start off rather mild. And you can see all of that shade of orange and red here, including New Jersey on the national map, showing that there's a higher chance of above average temperatures going forward. How about rain? Will there be a wet April ahead if we know it'll wind up being a little warmer than average? Well, I think that with the rain chances already looking high this week, yeah, we could see some above average precipitation going forward. And typically in a month of April, we get between 3 and 4 inches of rain spread out over the 30 days of April. Here, I think for the month of April, we could see slightly higher than that even going forward. Could be one storm that does us in, but it's looking a bit wet, I think, throughout the entire month when you average it out. As far as the next few days, anticipate plenty of clear sky tomorrow. Back to some early morning showers by Sunday, but I think the sun manages to come out by Sunday afternoon. And then Monday starts off next week nice and dry with temperatures in the 50s. And that's what you'd expect heading into the first weekend in April with temperatures far from freezing. But as I've heard, some folks are already doing the early gardening and planting in the ground. I still think it's too soon. We are not done from any frost or overnight freezes yet, especially in the northern portion of the state. So I'd keep the early vegetable gardens at least in the seed packets for now before putting them outside or starting to plant because it's still a little too early, even though the trend is that we get milder from here. Could have a few frosty nights ahead.
Yeah, you know, Mike, honestly, my uncle's a farmer and he always says, wait till after Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
That's
After Mother's Day?
After Mother's Day.
Wow.
He said, that is the absolute guarantee.
It's true. And even if the early part of May looks to be milder, there still could be one little frosty night that surprises you at the end of that 2-week
that's
forecast.
it. There go the tomatoes.
Yeah, that's it.
Can't have that. Can't have
No,
that.
definitely not.
Mike, thank you very much. We appreciate it. We'll check back in with you in a little bit.
One of the highlights of the spring event season is Fashion with Compassion benefiting St. Joseph's Children's Hospital in Paterson. Earlier this week, I spoke with one of the co-chairs about how they are coming back after a 2-year hiatus. I am here with Donna DiCandido. She's the co-chair of the upcoming Fashion with Compassion event happening on April 7th. Donna, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, and good morning, Lisa. I'm very happy to be here.
We're so happy to have you and happier that your event is back after a 2-year hiatus. Fashion with Compassion benefiting St. Joseph's Hospital in Paterson. Tell us all about it.
Well, I'm very happy and excited that we're finally having the event. Obviously, we were postponed several times due to the pandemic. We are so excited to come together for a great cause. We'll be at the Rockley Country Club on April 7th, starting at 6 p.m. to 11. We're hosting approximately 650 attendees this year. That's a true testament to people wanting to, they're ready to come out, have a great time, and support a tremendous cause. We'll be having our step and repeat as you enter, along with a fabulous bubble bar. We're going to have fabulous interviews by Long Shot Productions with you. So we're very excited about that. There'll be, again, our marketplace with 14 vendors. All the attendees look forward to shopping, our local unique vendors. The marketplace is a big hit, so they'll grab a cocktail and shop and mingle, and that'll be a great time. And we'll be featuring vendors with jewelry, clothing, candles, much more. They'll be very unique, and we're very excited to have them. One of the other events that's happening that evening, Lisa, that I'd love to share is that we are having a fashion show sponsored by Macy's. We're going to have some of our patients from St. Joe's with their doctors walking the runway. They are dressed from head to toe, generously donated all the fashion by Macy's. So that is going to be just an amazing, I think, the highlight of the evening.
You always have top shelf offerings at your marketplace. So I'm excited to, maybe if I get a little break while filming, to go shopping.
Yes.
Let's talk about what this benefits, though. The Children's Hospital at St. Joseph's. Tell us all about that amazing hospital and the work that they do.
Sure. 100 of the proceeds from Fashion with Compassion will go to help fund our $55 million mother and actually women and children's pavilion. We have 21 new state-of-the-art private suites, and the labor and delivery and postpartum is all newly renovated. We cut the ribbon, and our work continues to create modern facilities that match the amazing healthcare that St. Joseph's provides.
Why did you get involved with St. Joseph's and with curating this event?
Why I got involved because I share the same passion to support the mission of St. Joe's, the underserved community there. I was actually born at St. Joe's, so I feel like I've come full circle to support, my Pattersonians and the underserved people there. And I can't even explain the feeling that it gives me to help others. It's the greatest feeling in the world. And that night is just amazing. Just the excitement in the room. You don't even feel like you're at a charity event. It's just a great party for a great cause. And everyone is there just having a good time to support St. Joe's Health.
Absolutely. So you said 650 people are attending. Can you still buy tickets?
Yes, you can still buy tickets. The tickets are $125, and just go to www.givetostjosephs.org. You'll find more information and you can purchase tickets there. Great cocktail hour that'll be continuous. Cocktails all evening. And like you mentioned, raffles. We're going to have a DJ and dancing. I mean, the night will be tremendous. It's really the event of the year that we all look forward to getting dressed up and supporting.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for the whole thing. And I can't wait to see you. You were one of my pandemic buddies
Oh,
while we
yes.
were in lockdown. So I'm so excited to see you in person. And it's just going to be a fabulous time. So I hope everybody watching supports the cause, gets a ticket, comes out to the Rock League. Donna, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, Lisa. See you there.
Awesome. That sounds like so much fun.
Oh, it's the best event.
I'm so excited to see all this stuff coming back. All right, guys, coming up next, we got Anthony Paradiso, Tony Paradise from JerseySportingNews.com, and an event that I'm going to be a part of. We're going to get an inside look of Culinary Fight Club.
Oh, and you can connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll keep you updated on who is going to be on the show. Be sure to check us out and click follow. On Thursday, April 7th, join St. Joseph's Health Foundation at Fashion with Compassion, an annual benefit for St. Joseph's Children's Hospital. Enjoy premium shopping with our fabulous marketplace vendors and an electrifying fashion show showcasing our smallest fashionistas and healthcare heroes. It will be an amazing night full of food, fun, and of course, fashion. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit givetostjosephs.org. We'll see you at the Rockley.
Did you know that heart disease is the #1 killer of women? I didn't, until it happened to me.
All women need to know that cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women. Know your family history and talk to your doctor about heart disease.
Awareness may make the difference between life and death.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. Let's get a check of your weather. We'll bring in meteorologist Mike Favetta. And we're getting off the roller coaster now this coming week, right? That's
we
what
are.
I'm hearing.
The roller coaster has returned to the station.
Good, because I have motion sickness at this point.
Yeah, regularly scheduled spring. It's been wild. Going from the snow squalls earlier this week to the 70-plus degree weather, we at least see a little bit of normal weather now for a change, and that's some good news because it's been a bit rocky. Carrie, you're a well-trained home chef. What do you cook on a day when it's so cold one day and so warm the next? It's kind of hard to decide.
I listen closely to you and then play because I am a meal planner, so I do them from the week out. So I'm like, all right, Monday, Mike says it's going to be freezing. I'm going to make soup. And then on Tuesday, it's going to be 70 degrees, so we'll have a smoothie. I kind of listen to you and go from there.
It's been interesting to kind of like sweep away the snow on the walkway to the grill because you'll be maybe grilling burgers the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how warm it is. It's been wild, and yet our forecast seems to calm down a little bit going forward. So after so much wacky weather throughout the month of March started off rather quiet, then eventually took a little bit of a bumpy ride toward the end. We see a calm start to April with our weather starting off a bit cool this morning. We have temperatures now that are in the 40s. Climbing to the 50s, and that's also what we get tomorrow. We'll be back in the 50s throughout most of New Jersey, including Morristown and Newark, even toward Belmar, with highs in the mid-50s, mostly sunny skies. I think tomorrow is a rain-free day. There will be a few sprinkles around through our Friday, through the rest of today. That all exits by this evening, so at least your Friday evening plans are dry, and that leads into a nice sunny day tomorrow. Now for Sunday, you see the right half of that column will be pretty wet again. I think we'll see some early spotty showers in the morning, but by the afternoon, those sprinkles will have departed and will hold in the low 50s. So that's a good sign, bringing back some dry weather going forward. Now, with a return to the clear, sunny sky, the mild weather, also comes the pollen. We had a little bit of a break from the pollen earlier this week, especially with a lot of cold weather. But now, yes, the tree pollen, as though it's been counted most recently as low, we're going to be back to the moderate and moderately high levels by this weekend into early next week. Predominantly, it's the cypress tree pollen that has been pretty dominant, at least this past week. And now going forward, we'll see all the other tree pollens begin to pop. Grasses usually are late to mid-April allergens, so probably won't see those numbers go higher in concentration, at least for the next 2 weeks. The 7-day forecast has plenty of sunshine throughout this weekend, clear blue sky tomorrow, and then a few early morning sprinkles by Sunday. But Monday and Tuesday start off nice and dry, and we keep that clear sky going right into the middle of the week. While there could be some showers again returning for Wednesday and Thursday, notice the blue numbers on the bottom of the screen. They are above freezing, and for the most part, they're out of the 30s, with the exception for Sunday morning. So I think we stay at least above freezing, out of the really cold territory, and for a change, we could actually take out the spring apparel and keep it out and not have to go back into the bottom of the closet digging for the sweaters that we all were digging for earlier this week because it was so darn cold. I have to admit, I couldn't find my heavy winter coat because it was so cold. We had wind chills in the 20s earlier on Monday and Tuesday of this week. So I think we can put that weather to bed and bring back a little bit of a spring-like pattern going forward, Karen, Lisa Marie. So looking nice this upcoming week.
Such exciting news. I can't wait to bring the baby out for a walk every day next week.
Yeah. And you know what, Mike? I did the same thing with the coat, too, where I had, put it in the hamper thinking, oh, I'm good with that. We can wash it and, pack it for the medicine? Nope, dug it back out.
No, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but we're good now. I can wash it this
I think
weekend?
we're okay. We should
Okay,
be good.
good. Good to know. Meteorologist Mike Favetta, thank you very much. We'll talk to you one more time in just a little bit.
The St. Peter's Peacock Cinderella story came to an end Sunday with a crushing loss to North Carolina, but they are still champions in our eyes. Here to tell us more about it is Anthony Paradiso from Jersey Sporting News. Tony Paradise, good morning.
Good morning. How's it going?
It's going. So our poor Peacocks couldn't get past the mighty Tar Heels. Why did the magic run out?
Yeah, I think the Tar Heels are just a better team. It was a magic run. You had a lot of players overachieve, like Daryl Banks III dropped like 30 points in the first game against Kentucky. That really helped them. Without like a great performance there, they might not have even made it past Kentucky. And then on top of it all, they had depth up and down their squad. I was looking at their roster yesterday, and they actually have a lot of returning players, which is good news for them. But they have a few freshmen who actually played quite a bit. One of them's name is Omar Diahame, and he's 6'10". He's going to be back next year, so that's good news for them, Lisa Marie and Kara.
Well, soon after the loss, it set up a game of musical chairs throughout New Jersey men's college basketball. Tell us about the coaching changes and how it will impact these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm pretty sure that Seton Hall's losing Kevin Willard, and he's going to Maryland. And then to replace him, Shaheen Holloway is going from St. Peter's to Seton Hall. So New Jersey's keeping one of its great coaches in Shaheen Holloway. But, it's kind of disappointing, I would say, probably for St. Peter's, because they probably thought that they would be able to build something going forward with Coach Holloway. However, he did spend 4 years there. And like I said, they have a lot of returning players next year. I think that Casey Nadefo is the only player who's going to graduate. So you're going to have Doug Eater from Nutley, New Jersey, who went to Bergen Catholic. He's going to be there next year. Most of their team is going to be back.
Yeah, it's a shame that, I don't know if the Peacocks are in a good position to defend what they did this year. And I just thought it was funny that, he took the Seton Hall job seconds after the season ended, so that was a little weird.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see that too. I think I thought the same thing, that it was like, okay, like now they got this, program going and this amazing story, and he was going to stay there to like keep building on it, But
Holloway, he is a Seton Hall alum, so to go back and coach your team is very special.
Yeah,
but
I can see that.
We'll see what happens. But speaking of Seton Hall, Kara.
Yeah, apparently women's college basketball is still going on, and Seton Hall played in the WNIT's Final Four game last night. Tony, what happened with that?
Yeah, they won by 1 point. Sydney Cook, a senior, big guard there underneath. She got in there and scored the winning layup with just seconds left in the fourth quarter. So for one Seton Hall team, the women's team, they are doing well. They're going to go play the championship game of the NIT on the 2nd. I believe that's tomorrow, Saturday. Yeah. So that's been a pretty magical run, and it's totally flown under the radar because of St. Peter's in the NCAA tournament. But I think it's a great story for New Jersey that you have a team that's having as much success as they are. And, they're going to a championship game. I can't tell you the last time that a college team in any sport has played a championship game in New Jersey, honestly.
Out of Jersey.
How about, never mind college, what about professional? It's been a long time. We're in a very long drought.
It's been
right
a dry spell in
Yes.
the Garden State. But we
That's
did have a couple
definitely
of other, top things going on around. But what else was going on in the Garden State?
Those are the two things that I covered. But I would say, look, I think, first of all, we've got a lot of baseball fans in New Jersey. The season's going to start. It's starting a week late. We're going to start up on the 7th with the Yankees and the Red Sox. So stay tuned for that. I think that generally the St. Peter's story has dominated the news cycle here, and where Coach Holloway ended up, which is at St. Peter's. At Seton Hall. where he played, and he's actually a member of their Hall of Fame as well, which is
special for him.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I know, Anthony, you wanted to highlight your top male and female athlete of the week. Tell us who that is.
Well, for the females, I'm going to have to go with Sydney Cook on Seton Hall. She had a monster game. Not only did she score the winning point, she was consistent throughout the game. She dropped 28 points and had 7 rebounds, which is close to a double-double. So, listen, that's a monster performance, and she's put a New Jersey team right there on the map. Now, in terms of the men's side of things, can I give it to Shaheen Holloway? Because everybody's talking about him, and none of the New Jersey teams were really playing, this week. But it seems like it's been longer than it has since St. Peter's got knocked out. But
I know.
Yeah.
We were watching so closely for so long. I think it was like just dropped.
It did. But it was a great run. I actually have a friend who I used to do a radio show at Montclair State with, and he's from Jersey City. And because he was living in Maplewood at the time, I didn't know that. But we were talking about St. Peter's during this run, and he let me know that. And shout out to Chris Hornstein.
Oh,
very nice.
Yeah, and they have the parade today. Beautiful weather for that. So I'm sure it's going to be packed in JC. Anthony, Tony Paradise, thank you so much. Visit jerseysportingnews.com for more Garden State sports. We'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks, Anthony. All right, check this out. Culinary Fight Club, a national organization that hosts cooking competitions in 29 states, is coming to New Jersey. Our next guest is Food and Beverage Director for Mountain Creek, where this all-out food fight is taking place tomorrow. Please welcome Chef Josh Bernstein to the show. Good morning, Chef.
Hey, guys. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Great.
So tell us all about Culinary Fight Club.
So, yeah, we're super excited to bring Culinary Fight Club to the Garden State this year. They are a national kind of cooking competition that travels around the country and does like a Iron Chef style culinary event. Our event is called Sip and Bite, which is basically a perfect bite with the perfect sip pairing team competition. We'll have between 8 and 10 chefs competing Saturday night, and for a grand prize of $1,000 from the judges and $500 for People's Choice. They get a secret ingredient, actually 2 secret ingredients in this one, because there's a bite and then a sip as well. And then they just go to town for an hour and cook everything right there. And the crowd gets to cheer them on and have a kind of a party while they're cooking, and then gets to taste everything. It's going to be a great time.
Wow, that sounds awesome. And Kara, I know you're part of it tomorrow.
I'm going to be one of the judges. Yeah, so I'm so excited for this.
Yeah,
Josh, thank you so much for inviting me.
My pleasure. It's going to be amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
Are the competitors only chefs, or can anyone who thinks they have the chops sign up?
Actually, anyone could do it. It's a $100 entry fee per team, and we do have I think 1 or 2 home cooks that are throwing their hat in the ring, so to speak, and we're excited about it. I think it's gonna be great to see the professional chefs mixed with the home cooks. It's gonna be amazing.
I think I feel like a surprise upset coming on, kind of lingering from March Madness. Yeah. I think I could see something like that happen. What's in store for the guests, though? What do they get when they buy a ticket if you're coming to watch this?
So yeah, the guests get a party. We have a DJ going on. Bars open, but they also get to watch the chefs cook. They get the sample all the bites and the sips from the competitors. They get to vote on who's the best, which is awesome. I think that's going to be a lot of good interaction. And then we have an after party afterwards that's included with the ticket price as well. So where we'll be serving some small bites and having a kind of chill DJ going on and bar open. So it's going to be pretty amazing. A lot of fun.
I'm so happy events are back, because that sounds amazing. I'm so jealous that you get to go to this tomorrow.
I'm almost jealous of myself. He called me and I was like, this is my real life.
You were one of the first people I thought of, Kara.
Thank you.
That's so awesome. So most of us think of Mountain Creek for skiing and snowboarding. Now that the weather is warming up, what other great events are happening up there in Vernon?
Yeah, I mean, we have our bike park opening up end of April, which is going to be great. For the food and beverage world, we have our wedding season starting up April 15th, which we're super excited about. We also, at the end of April, will be hosting the Spartan race again, as we usually do every year. And then it just kind of leads right into our water park opening up in June, and also zip tours as well. So a lot to do.
I was going to say, it really is one of those, and I've seen, like, I have been like an outside viewer of some of the weddings there. Like, we were just there for and you guys do a beautiful job. I know a lot of people don't necessarily think of it as a wedding venue, but everything has always looked spectacular. So listen, Chef, you're going to be there. I'm going to be there. Some of New Jersey's best cooks are going to be there. If folks want to join us tomorrow, how do they get tickets?
They can go on culinaryfightclub.com. There's an Eventbrite link there to buy tickets. We still have some tickets available, so definitely get on there today and buy some tickets. It's going to be great.
Awesome. Chef Josh Bernstein, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night, my friend.
Absolutely. Same too.
Thanks
have
again.
Have a great day. Thanks, guys.
Now you'll have to report after the event next week how it all went.
Absolutely, for sure.
So coming up, we have probably the coolest purse you'll ever see. You can't wait for this.
Absolutely. And you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll keep you up to date on who's coming up on the show. Plus, you'll see all these gorgeous segments as we post them later today.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
It's me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
On Thursday, April 7th, join St. Joseph's Health Foundation at Fashion with Compassion, an annual benefit for St. Joseph's Children's Hospital. Enjoy premium shopping with our fabulous marketplace vendors and an electrifying fashion show showcasing our smallest fashionistas and healthcare heroes. It will be an amazing night full of food, fun, and of course, fashion. For more information and to purchase tickets, please visit givetostjosephs.org. We'll see you at the Rockley.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. We got a little more food news for you this morning. It's always my favorite kind of news. Dunkin' is changing the way you order your coffee. They opened the first all-digital Dunkin' down in Cherry Hill. Now that means you have to place an order on their app or at the kiosk in the store. So it's very wah-wah.
I don't like that.
I like talking to the person.
Yes. But it's taking jobs away.
We're old and old school. I don't know what else to say anymore.
Yeah, I guess.
Also, check this one out. The nation's first robot burger machine has opened in Jersey City. The Robo Burger is located in Newport Center. It cooks the burger from scratch at the press of a button.
Again, I want a human being to make my burger.
I want a human being to like make sure it's cooked the way I want it. And I don't know.
I don't like it. Pretty soon we're going to have robots doing our weather, and that's not going to be fun.
I disagree wholeheartedly because we have the world's best meteorologist, Mike Feta.
No.
No.
Here's how I can prove it. Here's how I can prove it. So I'm in class on Wednesday. Technically, it's lab at Kane University. I'm looking at my computer. The students are working in the lab, and I went, it's about to rain in a few minutes. This is something we typically don't do a map discussion during the lab days because it's just lab, and then they're free to take the work on their own. Right at that moment, about, 30 seconds later, my student goes, "Oh my goodness, I just got a notification on my phone. It's going to rain." I said, "Oh, so I beat the robot." Okay, so there you go. Robots, sort of helpful, but they could still let you down sometimes.
Now, how did you know that, though?
I just happened to swipe onto
my
my tab that was open with the radar, and I went, "Oh wow. Oh, that just updated. We're going to have some little bit of rain soon." So it was a happenstance occurrence. The coincidence was kind of interesting, given that the rain was on its way. But if you've ever seen somebody soaking wet like that forgot the umbrella of the day, you kind of look at them and go, "Yeah, how'd that app work out for you today?"
Yeah, exactly.
And that, my friend, is why we listen to you so intently.
Hey, there are so many events and organizations that are calling and looking for meteorological support for their outdoor event. You can't have 50,000 people come to your venue and then say, well, it might rain. We don't know. No, you're responsible for their safety. So if you're out there, maybe an event organizer, give me a call. Give me a call. Phone's been ringing recently.
Did you pick your wedding day based on the Farmer's Almanac and your predictions?
No, not the Farmer's Almanac. No. Farmer's Almanac has great recipes for apple pie, and they can tell you how to, make a good, I don't know, shoe fly pie. But regarding weather and science, no, that you could look more at climatology for that. So that's why it was in November, away from the worst of hurricane season, and maybe a little bit of a breeze with a nor'easter, but that's
November's a good month.
It's beautiful out on Long Island, I'll tell you that. Got some really nice weather. And as we enjoy the flowers, you saw the flowers blooming this week. Some daffodils, some tulips, looking really pretty across the Garden State. New Jersey living up to its namesake. We've got some spring-like weather ahead all this week. The highs this weekend actually climb into the upper 50s. It was warm yesterday with those 70s. Kind of felt a little muggy, little sign that spring around the corner. And certainly now that we're officially into spring, with the first weekend in April upon us, on this Friday, we'll see a few sprinkles around with a high of 55. But as we head into tomorrow, temperatures will climb back into the 50s with mostly sunny skies. A dry day for your Saturday all around. Sunday morning starts off with a few passing sprinkles. Cool, but it's our only morning that touches the 30s in some parts of the state. Down, say, south and east of the Turnpike, I don't think you'll get into the 30s. It'll start to turn much milder going forward, especially into Monday and Tuesday. Lots of sunshine on the board to start off next week, with our weather looking very clear early on Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday and Thursday, while it's still mild in the 50s, there could be a few sprinkles that return, giving us some wet weather by the middle of the week. And good news is there's nothing severe after that line of storms that came through last night. The lightning, the thunder, pretty much nonstop as it worked through New Jersey. Had some wind gust reports and those damages, especially with those gusty thunderstorms that came through. But regarding any tornadoes, I think that was just off to our west across the border in Pennsylvania. So we got through last night relatively unscathed, beyond a few straight line wind gusts. But that's spring, especially given all of the warmth we had yesterday. Now we get to enjoy a couple breaks of sun in between the sun showers throughout this afternoon. So enjoy the start of April. We've got a nice looking week ahead, especially as we get out of that freezing weather with all that cold weather we had to endure earlier last week.
Yeah, Mike, I'll tell you what, that storm last night was great for sleeping. I slept like a baby last night.
And the baby slept like a baby, so I really appreciated that.
Good for the verification.
Meteorologist Mike Favetta, thank you very much, my friend. You have yourself a great weekend.
You too.
All right, so after all that stormy weather, we've got a little light for you all. We have here the world's first brand new light-up handbags. Kim Signorella is the founder of this unique design, and I don't think you can lose your keys or your lipstick or your phone in here at all, because I'm hoping you guys can see it. These things light up.
It's the coolest thing ever. Kim, I'm so proud of you, from one East Hanover girl to another. Congratulations on this. I'm obsessed.
Thank you so much, and good morning. Thank you for having me.
So where did you come up with the idea for these handbags?
So I've been a designer in New York City for the past 11 years. I have worked for some pretty big names like Nicole Miller, New York, Laundry by Shelley Siegel. And I was home just like everyone else in the pandemic. I had an almost 3-year-old at home with me, and I was expecting our second son. I was really getting used to all that beautiful family time that I think everyone really used to take for granted. And it made me realize those long 3-hour commutes into the city every day was something maybe I wanted to change. And my lifelong dream was always to have my own brand. And my husband, who's one of my biggest cheerleaders, he said, you know what, when are you gonna have this time and this opportunity to launch your own brand? So I took the leap. I knew I needed to be unique and different and innovative, so that I could be a name that people will remember. And I just came up with it. We were having dinner one night and I said, wow, it'd be really cool if a purse lit up, and I've never seen that before. And we just took it from there.
Kim, that's incredible. So how did you go about designing them specifically? Because they are, I mean, we have a couple of them here. I mean, they are, on top of the light up portion of it, they are each unique.
Yes, so they all have a on and off switch. There's a rechargeable battery inside the base. And it also comes with a cord and an adapter to charge your handbag. It comes with a USB to Lightning cable for charging iPhones or any other personal devices. And they also are each included with a privacy pouch. So if you want to conceal your personal belongings, you have that opportunity. And they're also made from antibacterial fabric. So you can machine wash them and it's antibacterial. So that's great. And there's different colors, and there's the diamond pattern, there's the flat. Just wanted to make it really fun and exciting. And again, it was during a dark, uncertain time in our world. And I quite literally wanted to put some light on the world, make people happy, give them a product that they've never seen before that excites the world. And that's just how it all came about.
You know, as we come out of COVID, there's going to be so many pandemic success stories like this.
Oh, absolutely.
So, like I said, I am so proud of you. And even the privacy pouch, it's so luxurious.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is a very nice. And I like that for me, I like when I can break a product apart and be like, oh, I can use this by itself. I can use this by itself. I can, you know, I enjoy
I find myself using the privacy pouch, throwing it in my diaper bag and then putting it in my clutch to go out.
Exactly. How are these bags changing the game in fashion?
Like I said, I think innovation and technology, it's so important today. The world likes newness, it likes creativity, and I believe the pandemic really helped people get to that point, use their brains a little more and their creativity to give the world something that's really exciting and different.
Well, we're going to open one because not only is the bag luxurious, but the packaging is so cool.
Yeah,
so,
this thing is sturdy right off the bat.
So take us through the packaging and how you innovated that.
So you're essentially, this is wearable art. It's very delicate, it's handmade, and it's very high quality lucite acrylic. And so you're getting a package that has a foam mold inside to protect it. And you also have a dust bag. It's great for storing, to keep it clean and protected. And then
that's cool.
Thank you. And then also inside of your box, you have an adapter and a cord to charge your handbags, you know, and then it also comes with an authenticity card and a user manual. So just kind of like Apple and any of these technical type products, comes with a manual, so you know how to use it, you know how to store it, you know how to protect it, and that's.
What other colors does it come in? Because in your video, we saw the clear, we saw the green, I think I saw pink.
Yes, there's neon pink. There's also black, which gives you the most subtle glow. There's clear, again, there's a diamond pattern, the neon green, which you have, and there's plenty more of new designs and options coming next.
Yeah, you just beat me to my next question, which was what is coming next? We're going to be making some more of these?
Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of new ideas that we have based around the handbags and even into new product categories. I wanted to start a brand, not just a product. And my brand really speaks to positive self-image and confidence. And all of the products will sort of resonate with that. It's about not wanting to just fit in, and it's about being different, standing out, and embracing that. This bag, you will turn a lot of heads, and that is something that I always wanted to give back to people, make them feel good. This bag will do that.
I see this bag everywhere, in Vegas, in South Beach, in Manhattan. So where can people buy this?
Right now, you can buy it on the website, kimsig.com, and you can even shop through our Instagram or Facebook. That's at KimSigOfficial. But we are working right now with getting these handbags into certain retailers. So it's very exciting.
Oh, that's so cool.
That is amazing.
Kim, once again, congratulations. The bags are awesome. I want one. Kara, you want one too.
I do. And I know I need, well, I guess Culinary Fight Club. I was going to say, where am I going to take this? But now I have events. So.
Yeah, we have events now. So there you go. It's the perfect time. Kim, thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, ladies.
These are so cool.
These are really neat.
Yeah, it's what an innovation.
And I'll tell you what, someone once told me it is an Italian thing. You never put your bag on the floor, do you?
No, you can't. It's like a whole
but I'm like, this one's like sturdy. It's not going to get dirty. You can just wipe it clean. I'm like, this is like.
But I would be afraid someone would take it though.
Right?
Because it's
so unique. But really though, I'm like, I like that it's. I like it. This is really neat.
Well, they'll be our co-hosts for the rest of our show.
There you go. Yes.
We'll leave you with this today. In Ocean County, Stafford police responded to an unusual call for several escaped farm animals, including a bull, pigs, and a goat. It was all caught on the officer's body cam.
Yeah, this bull was not in the mood for that mailbox at all.
No.
He just went at it.
See, this is why you can't keep the purse on the floor. That would have been right in his mouth.
Right in their way, absolutely. Should you ever be in an area with a luxury purse and escaped farm animals?
Yes.
It's New Jersey, you never know.
You never know.
Speaking of Jersey, thank you all so much for watching us this week. Remember, we are live every Friday morning at 9 a.m., the one and only New Jersey Morning Show.
And please connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll keep you updated on who is going to be on the show and so much more. Be sure to check us out and click follow. See you next week.